Hello and welcome to the live Q&A here on Ashella Yardley YouTube channel. You are with Ashella and my lovely daughter Kristal. We are in Kristal's office today because my studio area is still set up as a filming studio for a little while longer. Everything has been extended. Of course, with these processes, it's always a lot more involved than what you plan. You plan for every eventuality, and life keeps happening as it does.
To that. It surely does.
So
we would like to say welcome. Hello, Christian. Hello, Taro by Lupo. Ricky, would you like some of this, Mama?
I'd love some. Thank you.
Suzanne, Linda, Lisa. Aloha. Aloha, everyone.
We're just burning some Palo Santo, which is a lovely sacred wood from Central America, South America, Central South America. That is one of the kind of incense smoke that we feel and many people feel have this clearing effect on our energies. So it's just a nice intention to set.
I find it grounding too. I find that sage is a really good clearing smudge, and I also find that the Palo Santo is really helpful to bring me into my heart space.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
it smells beautiful.
It does.
And it
so
smells
comforting.
like there's an ancient feeling to it.
Yeah.
Like our bodies remember these smells of sacred wood being burnt. I think, it's been done all over the planet for so long, where there are certain aromatic woods that when you burn them, they give off that smell, which is so pleasing and comforting in a way. And as a result of that, it's the same when you go into a forest and you take a deep breath and you're like, oh, it smells so good. Similar, some of the things when we burn them, some of the resins, some of the herbs, dried herbs, and some of the rare woods, they have that effect on our senses and our overall energy field. So I don't know why. I mean, we do know why. We're another Tuesday morning clearing necessary, but we just happen to be starting up with that. So
yeah, I mean, I usually start with it before my sessions and stuff like that too. And we're at my desk today, so swing the shelf behind. Well, shall we get right into it?
Let's get into it
today.
Start with the first question.
Yes, indeed.
Which is from
Would you like me
Christian?
to read it?
Yes,
or shall
please.
You? Hello, ladies. Hello. Is the Gospel of Thomas found in Egypt in 1945 going to change Christianity as we know it, as it aligns more with today's spiritualism movement?
Great question. And isn't it interesting, these things like the Dead Sea Scrolls that brought us into much more deeper appreciation of the Essene Gospels, which relate so much to Christ teachings, Christian Christ teachings, not so much to the Old Testament Abrahamic storylines, that those things have just been found at these very critical moments. And even, they get found and then they get sort of hidden or sequestered away for a while. But it's almost like they have a destiny time to come into collective consciousness where they're going to do their very best medicine. We're going to be ready for it, is what I'm hearing. So I'm going to get you shuffling on this, Kristal.
I see that too in relevance to our own personal work that we do. As these collective beings, we're coming together and doing this work. And I say that to people quite often that say, oh, I've done all this work already, or I've read that already, or I've, done that practice already. And I'm always saying, okay, well, how long ago was that? And you're an entirely new human than you were yesterday. So it's like there is times when things will come up to be remembered and repracticed and repurposed in a way that we're on a whole new us that are now in receivership of it.
Yeah.
So I would love to shuffle on that. Take a look.
Mm-hmm. Thank you for
Maybe
your
it's
shared
Thoughtmas,
energy
not
here.
Thomas. Thoughtmas.
Oh, yeah.
Who's to say? Here we go. Gospel.
Aw, Janice, we love Tuesdays. Well, we don't, I want to say, honestly, not about the show, but we definitely find Tuesdays a little challenging.
It's our Monday almost.
Yeah, it's our Monday, and it's also, it's a moving energy day. You know, Tuesday is supposedly, according to the Roman calendar, it's associated with Mars. And so it has that fired up, almost like the Aries energy. And here we are, Tuesday, ruled by Mars in the sign of Libra, which is opposite Aries. So, and in the Libra new moon of all things. So it's very, I feel like the conflict energy and the polarity is heightened, and we've certainly been feeling that in ourselves this morning. So
and in our family dynamics.
Yeah.
Hey, look at that.
But, and this is us coming into this, the alchemy and the shared gifts. So when I see this, I'm even feeling, I don't know if you know about this, Christian, but I'm feeling there are two Gospels of Thomas, and I feel that there are other contributors in these Gospels that are female.
Yeah.
So it almost
many of the Gospels.
Yeah, I almost get the feeling that we're looking at it's like I'm being shown, is it a consort energy, or is this like a passion project that isn't just about love and intimacy? It's about like bringing both sides of a storyline in balance. And then because the feminine energy, you know, had to go kind of underground or go to sleep or be put down in a way, maybe even protected, let's say, as we go through this real shadow time, the Kali Yuga cycle, the female authors were excluded, kind of like when you had, you know, women in the, you know, whatever 1800s or early 1900s that were writing under a pen name because you couldn't get published as a woman. So anyway, I mean, am I saying that Thomas was a woman? I don't know, but I get the feeling that there's a co-authorship here, and that there's also, like, we might find out more about that, is what I'm being shown. And is it going to change Christianity? Is it going to change Christianity? It's, you know, King of Swords is the most masterful of all the sword thought knowledge. It's funny you were saying Thomas, Thothmas, Thoth, thought. There's fulfillment of many, many teachings here. And it's like putting a grand puzzle together. Do you see that, Kristal? Another air card. I'm going to put these three down and you tell me what you are seeing. Oof.
Yes, I'm seeing that what we have known as the Gospel of Thomas was just the beginning, and that it's actually coming, it's getting a big upgrade now and coming to the forefront. There may be more that comes out around it. Just as Mom was saying, we're actually looking at it maybe from a new angle. We're coming at it from a new direction. There may be more information that comes out about the not just the gospel itself, but who Thomas was, what the story behind Thomas actually is, and what the wisdom behind the amount that we were told, that completing as the truth, and then moving in a new direction where there's a lot more depth to the story.
Yes. Very, very much so.
Yeah.
Can we take the comment down just so they can see the lower cards?
Yes.
And interesting that I'm really noticing with this death card, this feels to me like something resurrected from the past, that's coming and going to literally sort of wash over old Christianity, because look here, this is the Pope and the old version, and look at the size of that knight and horse in comparison to the old religion. It's going to be like it could be easily trampled, and yet we know that horses don't like to trample people. It feels like it diminishes the relevance of the old system, is what I'm hearing. It's going to need to be rewritten. A lot of the narratives will need to be rewritten, and it will reduce the relevance. It's interesting. It doesn't need to destroy Catholicism, for example, because there's beautiful things. Like, look at that Pope in his beautiful golden robe and hat. And, there is a beautiful quality at the heart of some of these interpretations. We don't want to completely smash them, but they're going to have to go through a massive upgrade here.
Metamorphosis.
A metamorphosis.
Yeah.
And the metamorphosis is what we see on the butterfly on our, you see the butterfly there?
Yes.
On our king's throne.
Yes.
And then the final thing I want to say about this is also related to the story of Mary Magdalene and the line of Mary Magdalene, because I almost feel like Thomas had a role in escorting Mary Magdalene, and possibly even, who knows who the sacred child is or the lineage is, but do you see this character moving the sacred feminine out of harm's way? So I get a real feeling about a lot of this was kept secret to protect the feminine, is what I'm hearing.
Absolutely. Let's have our last two.
Oof.
And Suzanne says Thomas in Greek, Thomas means twin.
Oh, I'm chilled all over.
Very interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, there may be a female counterpart there.
Mm-hmm. And this is also about our wild and our domestic. I did them backwards. Our wild domestic nature, the dog on this side and the wolf on that side. So the integration of our wild nature and our domestic. And, even with the moon card here, it's like the sun is behind it. So there's something very integrative about masculine and feminine, the twins.
We also have the pillars of the moon here, right? That's where
with the sun rising behind it.
See
that? Do you see that off to the far top right there in front of the horse's face? And then there they are again. Wow.
So the moon energy is, I feel like, part of what we've had to be navigating through, and where we're now moving towards is the discovery. Suzanne says here the Magdalene Gospels are probably the most important. Well, they're very, very up and coming and important for us to be considering and integrating at this time.
Isn't this interesting? I just noticed we put the moon and the death card together. It often signifies actual physical death.
Indeed.
So I feel like this is I don't want to call it a death cult, but there's something very ancient. This is about is supporting people through the journey between the worlds. It's supporting people in death and rebirth, like how they die and leave this plane. and how they're received in the gates, the gateway to, evolutionary upgrade. It's there's something here in that gospel that's about supporting us to recover our ability to transition through the process of death. Yeah, let's pull some cards on the side here. A little bit more. Yeah, gateway, another gateway. Beautiful.
A lot of celebration.
Ooh. Yep, this is like, to me, this is about the next, we've gone through the darkest phase, the Kali Yuga, and they're here to, in a way, herald the beginning of this new era. And I'm getting 3,000 to 4,000 years. Like it's the heralding of a journey.
End of the age of Pisces.
Yeah, definitely. And
which is interesting here too, with the moon coming out of the water, right?
And we have two kings here. So the masculine needed to keep the teachings, the stories, the language, the mysteries, the scrolls, the gospels. It all needed to be kept kind of in the realm of the masculine, but it's actually designed to be relevant in the physical realm. So it's going to come out of the kind of doctrines and teachings, and it's all going to come into practicality.
Embodied.
Yeah.
Be embodied in a big way. I agree. I'm just seeing if I can make it brighter. Don't mind me.
Okay. Beautiful. Thank you for that question.
Death of ego, birth of creativity, care, and pure love.
Yeah.
Amen to that. Yes.
No big deal, right?
Just a great way to start us off. Thank you, Christian.
No, I mean, these questions are like so epic, and also we integrate all of this journey in such a humble human way. Okay, next question, please.
Are all gods and mythological beings representative of various earth elements and their abilities?
You shuffle on this one, my dear. Okay. Please. Yeah. Are all the gods and mythological beings representative of various earth elements and their abilities?
Representative of, connected to.
Yeah. Very interesting. I mean, there's certainly no shortage of divine inspirational material in earth elemental, like thinking about even things like the Platonic solids and the periodic table of like chemistry and all of these things. It's like and then all the different aspects of the building blocks. I see Suzanne is talking about beehive structures at the center of the earth, and there's so much intelligence and incredible, deeply wise and ancient design in the elemental energies on this plane. And it's such a great mystery, and there's such great potency in it all. So it makes sense what you're pointing out. What do we need to know? Okay, so gathering. This is elemental, but I also feel it's interdimensional. Like it's not just earth element.
Well, mythological beings, it does feel like gods and mythological beings. A lot of the mythological beings are animal based too, right?
Yep. So let's see the answer. Huh. Okay. That's interesting. It's almost like, no, it's not of this earth. It's more coming from other dimensions into earth elemental energy and what we make of it when we're here.
Yeah,
Is that what you're feeling too?
yeah, this feels like something where we have been needing to conceptualize it in a certain way based on the information that we've had, by the stories we've been told, and it's actually in ways almost done us a disservice, or
Well, we've come to the end of the road with that, right?
Exactly,
Because Nine of Swords
exactly.
is like, we've come to the end of that thought process. We need to turn around and go in a new direction now.
so let's see what that's about.
Okay.
Yes.
There's that King of Swords again. It's been really good for us to have this narrative. This perception has kept the reins on, like, so that we don't abandon the elemental energies. It feels like it's been really important to almost isolate them, to really get a perspective on earth element. Oh, look at that. Okay, this is interesting because you know that experiment where they do that, where they look at those molecules or whatever, and I can't remember how the experiment was done, but basically when they had someone observe it, it changed the molecular structure. Just having someone observe the phenomena, witness it, the witness changed the actual element. And so it feels like we're now ready to step more into, like, noticing that it's the interdimensional energy and what we do with the elemental qualities that is where real creation and magic happens. They're sort of like the building blocks, but they're not. The mythological characters, you could say, are almost more like interdimensional energies, which our souls are included in that are coming into this 3D elemental building blocks system and creating. It's, oh gosh, the guys are showing me like a big pile of Legos, right? It's like the whatever we make with them, it's not the Legos that made it, it's the creativity of the like the spirit coming in and designing something is what makes those mythological characters. So you could say, in a way, they are a product of the combination of the imagination and the interdimensional spirit energy with the 3D elemental building blocks of creation. And when we put those two together, forms emerge.
Yes.
And some of those forms are gods and mythological beings. So that's kind of what yeah, it's the two together. It's the harmonizing, the co-creation, the alchemy of elemental and spirit. Boy, these are good topics for
Where we're at
Libra
right
new
now.
moon. Yeah. I'm just going to lay down two more. Yeah, when we crack this, we're going to really be able to expand into divine co-creation.
Yes,
Because
from our emotional bodies, from our heart-centered bodies. Yeah, and for that co-creation piece, we're really cracking the code on how attached we've been to narrative, and how much that is we're seeing this is a 9, right? So the synthesis of that, how much we're seeing that it's no longer serving us in terms of our attachment to it also, right? That there's more possibility, there's more beyond it, just as we're looking at it now, that there's more beyond this, and that because us as the observer is stepping into more in ourselves.
It's, yes, this frequency of magic and miracles, like they're saying the phenomena we call like a rainbow is actually like, what I'm hearing is it should never happen. What I'm hearing is it should never happen. it is an anomaly, and it's a miraculous anomaly. And that's why people see it and look up and go, wow, I understand that there are scientific, elemental explanations for it, but it's still such a rare phenomena in terms of the likelihood of those qualities coming together to do this is very similar with things like the Northern Lights, the Aurora Borealis. These are not like, really working on diminishing the likes. These are supernatural phenomena in the sense that they are extraordinary examples of divine alchemy. And it's element and spirit co-creating something rare. And the rarity, we've come to recognize that this is almost expected. Oh, it was rainy and then it was sunny and then these. However, the angles and all the things required for this for us to be able to observe this with our eyes is so phenomenal, is what I'm hearing.
Yes.
So
this is an interesting point too. You've got the Ragnarok snake, end of world, the rainbow bridge, Bifrost, and Odin hanging, and possibly more in just this reading.
Yes, correct. All of these archetypal symbols. All of it.
Truly. And we're putting our minds on hold a bit here and we've been pretty, I feel, attached to being shown the way, to being shown the truth, to be reading it as gospel. And we're now coming more into co-creating the truths that are coming through in every moment as we raise our vibrations and learn from each other through these conversations, through these connections, through actually just being with our minds rather than reaching so far outside of them to try to attach to any particular narrative, because it's very similar in terms of what we were seeing with the Gospel of Thomas, right? It's another, the myths and the legends are another form of gospel for another culture, right?
And there's a feeling of what I'm looking at. Are you noticing here? I don't know if you can see this. I'd really have to hold it up. Yeah, you can see the red roof of the little house. You see that? And then there's another little house closer. It's almost like a closer view of that little house.
And the two have expanded to become
a family. There's a piece in this of the myths that have been preserved in the humble home. These are oral traditions. These are stories that get passed along from generation to generation. And that's also a miracle. I'm being shown all these mini miracles that we are being asked to consider the rarity of each one of these phenomena. For example, even here, I'm noticing on the bed that the person is laying on. I've never seen this before. Do you see the characters down at the bottom? It's like,
you've never seen that before?
No, I've never seen that
often.
So I'm seeing this character appears to be reading something,
observance, yeah,
and maybe even playing an instrument or something. And then this one seems to have like a sword in their hand, and they're coming to do something, but there's also like sheaves of wheat behind them. And I'm hearing that our ancient ancestors acknowledged the sacredness, the rarity, the miraculous mini miracle of our ability to produce food. Like these little tiny seeds become plants that feed us and make millions more seeds. That's a miracle. That's a phenomena. And we believe it's science and we can, qualify it and quantify it. And yet the more we try to control it, the more stunted that growth becomes. The more we try to capitalize on it or steal the code, hack the code, the most extraordinary phenomena of working with plants and having them grow. Any gardener will tell you this. It's magical. It isn't just science. You can plant everything right, have the soil, take your temperature, do your pH balance, all that stuff, and it won't work. It is a magical thing you're doing. And our ancient ancestors knew that. That's why they went in the field and sang to the spirits, to that spirit realm that we're talking about, that interdimensional realm. It's not just the biological elements that create the magic of all creation. It's all a miracle that is beyond elements.
So if this is the case in this particular card, and this is the story which with is their foundation, their base, what's coming up for them, how does that lead to this state that they're in?
Well, it's now, they will do really well if they flip over and hang from a tree, because it's now, we are at the time of magic over mind.
Truth.
It has been mind, and the word mind has mining in it. We've mined the elements and nature for our purposes, thinking that it's just a element that can be
just a resource
that can be repurposed in whatever way we want. However, we're not acknowledging that the way we mine it creates the result of what it becomes. So it's half element and half spirit. And I love that this mind now is under the matter. The red stockings are on the top. The magic is on the top and the mind is down.
Yes, and this is interesting here too, where Susan is saying, we are like Odin. He sacrificed his eye, hanging upside down for days, suffering and sacrificing to become wise and ready for the new world. That the hangman is kind of like that in a way, and it is a sacrifice, and yet also we don't necessarily need our eyes to see the magic, right? And so although that seems like a sacrifice, it's also the offering to, as you said, becoming wise and ready for the new world, to go beyond what we see with our eyes, to go inward into the internal magic and the reflection of all of the rest of our senses and our abilities.
Beautiful.
Okay.
Amen to that.
Love, love, love this reading.
We love, love, love all of you.
Okay, so we have another question from Suzanne, but we've got one from Janice that we'll go to first, and then see if there's more that come in after that. Although I do want to look at that.
Can we get a card pull for the collective from today? Yes, let's do that. Let's do that. I'm going to shuffle and then I'm going to pass it over to you, my dear. Beautiful. Beautiful. Take a deep breath, everyone. Miles to go. And this is an example of exactly what just came through in the cards. When we get together in this way, it is kind of a holy communion, because your questions held in this sacred container of the pure intention of the heart and the expansive, open, generous spirit of our minds, our open minds, our extraordinary minds, creates the right, let's say the ideal soil for these new concepts to sprout from. And we are affecting change as we do these readings together. We really are.
That was another thing I was actually going to say about the sacrifice, is that sometimes it does feel like we're losing a limb, or like we're losing such a necessary part of ourselves during these big up levels, during these big transitions, and during these big times.
Here we all are, doing our darndest. Seven of Swords. I think this card was in the House of Aries for the self, for the week, the forecast. I feel like this week or last week. Anyway, you'll notice he's looking to the future, but he's moving to the past. So, and he's got these swords, the 5 of them, ready to like try to go fix something, but he's already planted those 2 in the future, and then he's going back to the past to kind of fix or correct something. This card comes up when we're trying to control the outer world, when we need to go back inward into the past, our own past, our collective past, the history, these questions that you're asking us. Beautiful. The best. You are alchemizing change and miracles with your questions. Your questions are as important as the answers, if not more so.
Yeah.
So isn't this beautiful? And he's got a red cap on his head and red boots on his feet. So beautiful energy balance between the root chakra and the crown. I'm encouraged by this. This card used to be a troublemaker. Years ago when I read tarot, with 7 of Swords was like people were they were control freaks. They were trying to boss everything around.
Really?
Yeah.
I've never seen it like that.
Well, it's changed. It's evolved. And I'm not just talking about like my interpretation. I'm talking about, I mean, we could do a study with readers that have been reading for decades, and just like palmists that say the palms of people's hands
change,
evolve, like
yes,
not only an individual, but collectively the palms show the evolution of our consciousness. Same with the way the cards, like he used to be so badly aspected all the time. Like he'd always be badly aspected because he was about control, the will. And in the last several years, he's getting better and better and better and better aspected. So what that means is that we are getting better at doing our spirit work, going back into the past, each of us taking responsibility for our own part in things, taking apart the narrative, expanding it, analyzing it. 7's research, analysis, self-development. So when this card used to come up, I used to say, don't try to control outside. Work on self-mastery inwardly. It's a self-mastery card.
And we all need to hear that.
Oh, yeah. And as we do this, the pain surfaces. All the wounded places come up. Right? It's that we see, oh, ouch. I can't even get a hold of it. There's tears to be cried. There's sensitive, tender places to be cared about. It's the slow down and proceed delicately. Now, this is, if you were doing open heart surgery, let's just say your spirit guides came down and said, you have an opportunity to now do heart healing. And when you get into the heart healing, you realize that it's full of these swords of past hurts.
Hmm.
And are you going to get in there and just start ripping those swords out? The more you see the wounds, it's asking us to slow down and now do the delicate extraction process. This is not a part to rush through. Not a part to rush. Nine of Cups, the window open.
Yes.
There's your card, honey. What are
Yes.
your cards? Oh!
Wow.
Whoa! We're having a tarot reader moment.
Yes.
Whoa. Okay, go for it.
Who, me?
You. Yes, you.
It seems as though I almost hear with this that we may have gotten more than we bargained for with this Nine of Cups, and that along with many of our hearts being fulfilled, and along with many of us stepping into our greatness and our potency, things, as Mom said, come up to be strategized through, come up to be acknowledged and worked through. Things come up that are going to complete this into what we were seeing, that 10 of Cups before. There's still more to let go of. And the path of the spiritual warrior, this Knight of Wands, can often be, we need to be working through letting go of some of that, the past hurts, which are really still affecting our mind and our heart, and be moving more into our energy bodies, more into our vibrant, more creative selves. So not to be afraid when these emotions come up, or if others have these emotions coming up around you, not to worry that others' emotions may topple your world down, or that your world toppling down may affect others, that each of us are on this very unique spiritual path of our own, and we're going to need to take some baby steps through this. We're going to need to have moments of self-care, of reflection, of redesigning our routines in all of these moments. Mm-hmm. And what comes out of it is a very, what would you say about this being?
I would say this happens faster than the care and attention of slowing down and having the intention to do delicate open heart surgery. It's almost like we're saying, oh no, but I can't take the time to do that because the tower's crumbling. However, the tower crumbles so fast, and they're just showing me like all this rubble from the tower crumbling that we're literally right ready to rebuild something new. Like we're ready to pick up the rubble, and
it's kind of like the new foundation is already there.
Yeah, we've already we're ready to design new things with the rubble.
Yes.
We're rubble rebels. Say that fast.
We're rubble rebels, ready for
a rebel revolution.
A rebel revolution.
Okay.
I love this. Suzanne says, I wish we could all gather for an in-person event.
Oh, it will happen.
It's coming.
It's happening. We are all getting ready.
Multiple plans
to go on the road
things.
Starting fall of 2026. Oh yeah.
You heard it here.
It's happening.
Yeah.
LOL. Isn't that cute? Rebel revolution.
A rebel revolution.
Yeah.
Better out than in, as
Yeah.
the Brits would tell me. Cleansing the heart via trapped tears needing releasing. Exactly. Having homemade popcorn right now. Does this count for self-care? Absolutely. Just kidding, but not kidding. This is popcorn time, both the show and these times. Thank you. We are so grateful to bring always some humor into our realities. Oh my gosh, we had a good laugh at
last night.
All of our expenses last night, mostly at mine. We'll put it out on our bloopers reel someday.
Yeah, we're doing our filming for the courses, and we were doing a test, and Kristal was hilarious in it. We'll have to put it up.
But it's been a lot like this, right?
Yeah,
what
it's
ends
been
up
a
coming
lot like
out
this.
of it is that we have all these moments of crashing and burning. Crashing and burning and crashing and burning. And all of the heartbreak that comes out of that. I mean, Cassandra's doing filming right now as well, and creating something exciting that I'm sure we'll all hear about at some point. We're looking forward to hearing about that.
And can we say that about our like the plan around having a shared marketplace?
Can we?
I guess we can.
The hopes, the intention.
The intention is part of what we're developing with the new website, which you'll be hearing more about. And by the way, if you go to our website right now, you'll find nothing. Because we are in transition with booking systems, and like the launch is scheduled for, let me get it right, the 4th and 5th of November. So you will be hearing about this before then. We may have the new site up before then, but we would rather you didn't visit it until it's really ready, because
there's nothing there.
Well, there's things there. It's just that nothing's working yet. So all of that is in process, and part of the intention, we have visions that extend into the next year, 2, 3, maybe even 4, to continue to expand and evolve this platform. We have vision and ideas for what we're doing, where this is going, and interactive with all of you is a big part of that. Yes. Meeting in person, yes. Forming more group collaborative, interactive experiences on the platform is part of what we are intending to design, or are in the process of designing. And one of those possibilities that we're working on developing right now is a shared marketplace where you will be able to bring your offerings in the form of advertising. We haven't come up with how we want to design the protocols for that. However, we don't want to charge for it. It's for us, it's about community building and a shared interactive platform where eventually we could be exchanging not necessarily money and currency, but we could literally be exchanging value, exchanging, shared knowledge. So more about that.
Particularly once we figure out how to make that happen.
Yes.
That's the hopes and the dreams. Dreamy dreams is for all of us to really be continuously in this together. And we don't have a this without everyone.
And
here.
Us. It's a thus. And my younger daughter is visiting right now and has brought amazing strength, depth of soul, presence, heart, all of the things. And one of her reflections really hit home for us. And that is that, there is, as we step towards these bigger offerings and these bigger expanded opportunities, we're tested a lot. We've been tested so much with this. And instead of seeing that as like humiliation, failure, to see it as testing, to see, are we worthy of holding this? That's what she said this morning. She said, you're being tested to see if you have the true heart to do what is in front of you. And that's where we're all at. We're being tested to see if we actually have the heart under the the concepts of the heart. We know what we value, what we believe. Now it's being put to the test. It's being put to the test. And our fears are the only thing stopping us is what's going to happen with it when everything crumbles. And the good news with the Queen of Wands and the Page of Pentacles is we'll be delighted to, it's not going to be a big fall down. It's going to be a, finally, we've got some things to work with now. We're rebels, rebels. And this is that, I'm going to coin that, man, a revolution. This is where we're going, that from this old, and it's interesting. I'm even being shown what's happening in Gaza right now. And talk about rubble from the literally ongoing onslaught of attacks for decades, centuries. And what is going to come in to rebuild that is a phenomena. Like, let's pray around that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, what could this look like? What is human spiritual warriorship going to do with all that rubble? Something is going to happen here. Something, and she's the artist. So this is very creative. And he's the most ground, like little practical page, like, let's start somewhere, brick by brick. Let's start small and build. And she's so creative. So together, we're in good hands.
Tell your daughter that is so beautiful. We will pass that on.
You know,
yeah, they are a wise being. Not surprising coming from us raising them. Okay, wow.
Revolution.
I'm scared to share my film, but my bestie likes it so far. We're all scared, right?
Oh.
These offerings are scary to put out there, and we're here to love you up all through it, to support you in it. And
so many mystiques. I call them mystiques now because there's a lot of mystique around them. I'm like, wow, how did I not see that mistake coming? There was a mystique in it. It was mysterious. It hid itself from me until it was right in front of me, and then I was like, oh no, another mistake. Everything from the technology, the troubleshooting, our Wi-Fi, our everything, about new computer, new this, new that, la la la. Took one of the computers back because it wasn't. It's just been so much.
Right? I know, and just like I work at a restaurant as well, and it's quite the hustle for me to be stepping into, and I am human and I mess some things up, and I was saying to my boss at the end of the night, I'm sorry that I messed that and that up, and she was saying, you know, it's fantastic. She's learning a lot about how to celebrate our failures, and we were trying to coin a phrase, you know, to play like, yes, you did it, you failed, kind of thing. And I was like, yeah, failure for the win. And she's like, yeah, that's it. And then I was telling mom about it, and I was like, yeah, failure for the win. My perfectionist has left the building. And she was like, yeah, failure for the win. And I said, yeah, failure. We're just flailing all over the place, right? So failure for the win. My perfectionist has left the building.
This is because
there's no shame.
There is no shame.
There
is no shame, and the shame and humiliation are the game that is coming down.
It means that we're showing up.
Yep, this is being replaced. This has been reduced to the essence of this. It's actually, this isn't replacing this. That when you reduce this down to its base elements, we're back in the elements, you get this renewal. We can't destroy life on this earth. I know there's those there that really want to trick us into believing. I love the stories, right, where the scientists say, you know, I think it was after the eruption of Mount St. Helens, and there was that lake at the bottom of the hill, and it was full of ash, and they went and did these studies with the alkalinity of it, and the scientists assured us there was going to be no life in that lake for like 1,000 years or something. And then it was less than a decade. Life started reappearing in that lake. It's like, this is life. This is life. Life renews itself. Like that image of the rainbow where that should never happen. All of these things are miraculous. The fact that we're here on this planet where to survive here, we need such a frequency of perfect elemental qualities, right? Temperature, all of the things we need to be able to survive here. It's a miracle. It's absolutely busts any logistical scientific analysis of what's possible. It's miraculous to its core. And so that is spirit and matter, interdimensional 3D earth coming together, coalescing, and extraordinary magical miracles are what happens. So hold that. Hold that, everyone. Hold that this week.
Sandra says, I remember better when I make mistakes.
And this Queen of Wands, by the way, was in the house of home this week. So it was, she is artistic, she's musical, she's the artist. She is the artist, the number one artist of the whole 78 cards. The artist is in the house. Your artist is in the house. So what does that mean? Dance, sing, paint, create. Engage with your inner artist this week in your home, in whatever way you can invite that in. That will be the medicine we all need right now.
Mm-hmm. Joan says, wow, I could listen to you two for hours. Thank you.
We don't always sound like this, trust me. Like about an hour ago
like
we
this
did.
this morning.
You bring this out in us. This is not us.
Yeah, we were even contemplating, gosh, can we even show up for this live today?
Mm-hmm.
And we did cards on it, and it looked like it was going to be of the highest good for us and for all of you, and it always is.
It always is.
It always is. So thank you. And if you would like to listen to us longer, we have a show on Thursday where we will do
Down
more
the
deep
rabbit hole.
dives down the rabbit hole.
Beyond Mystic.
Beyond Mystic.
Yeah.
And we're so grateful to all of you for showing up every Tuesday with us and for bringing your questions and your wisdom guides. That's it for today.
Yeah.
Anything else?
I think we're good. Queen of Wands, go have a dance party. Go paint a painting, create something. Bang on the drums. Have a, what did we call it? Rubble revolution.
Do it.
Blessings, everybody.
Blessings, everyone.